Go. This is Art 21002, February 24th, and today we are going to look at start with, I got two tutorials, project to present, but first I want to spend the first part of the class looking at your projects that everybody sent in, I think. But Nahum is not here, right? So can everybody see this list here? Yes. So I'm going to go down to Logan, and I'm going to look at, this is Logan, hi, are you here?
That one, that was uploaded a while ago. I don't think that one works. There are
No,
two at the
It
bottom.
works. I looked at it. It is an early version of the first tutorial painting grid mask tutorial, right?
Okay,
And we went over that, didn't we?
yes.
And we kind of reviewed how to make a selection and save a selection as a mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did we do that with you? I got to know because I'm got 60 students I'm dealing with,
Yeah, no,
because
I'm
you didn't
pretty,
do it. You didn't do it here. So I think that we talked it through. Do you
yeah.
remember?
Yeah, no, I remember talking it through and going over it.
All right. So that right there, I'm going to dump because that should have been sent to me as a tutorial. As is this, you did not receive a reply from me that you had done Venice tutorial 4, did you?
No.
And the reason is because you didn't submit it to me. You put it in the
Okay.
Dropbox. There it is.
So do you want me to email that to you?
No, yes, in the future, not now. I'm going to show you your grade sheet here. I found it there. There you go. I found it and I gave you credit. You see that right there?
Yep.
So you don't have to send it to me. But if you read the syllabus, you'll understand I want the tutorial sent to me and the projects with layers put in the Dropbox.
Okay.
Because understand, everybody, that if I get everybody's tutorials, this file is going to be tremendous. So I don't want these in here to make it easy for me to organize things, but I do need the layered files. And then when you flatten it and send a copy to me, I send you a receipt, and then you know that you've gotten credit for it. If you don't get a receipt, you may not be getting credit, and really it's not my fault because I put the instructions out very clearly and then sent it to you more than once. So everybody understands that, right? And then it's going to go, the organization on all of my class, this class is going to go well. So so we have, here's the next in line. I'm just going to go down. We're going to look at everybody's. And Jana, hi, are you out there?
Yes, I am.
So do you want to show your work?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, I'm going to make the co-host and stop my share. And now you are making a presentation.
It says that you disabled participant screen sharing.
I don't know how I did that.
Oh, now it's working. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I had this. There was 2 steps I got to do. All right. So what we want to do, everybody, at all times, you want to have the channels and the layers on the screen so you can see what we're doing. Beautiful. Stretch that out. Beautiful. So now take the eyeballs off and step us through this.
Okay. So I started off with this. I have a masking grid as well, which you can see here.
Beautiful.
I then added in the second layer and
Okay,
added.
you don't need to see the mask now. Take the eyeball off the mask. Did you retouch that photo of the?
I did
CD?
not.
You did not,
No.
because it really looks like it's been retouched. Can we look at it again? I mean, it's a fabulous photograph. You see how saturated that is?
Mhm.
Doesn't that look like really highly retouched?
It could be.
Well, you're the photographer.
Yeah. I mean, depending on sometimes if you manipulate certain filters, you can get those colors in the backdrop.
Oh, in the camera.
Not in the camera, no. Probably it was definitely retouched afterwards a little bit.
Okay.
So this is the second layer, and then I added some effects to it. I added the bevel and emboss and the drop shadow. This was it before I added the effects. And then I added in the text box with an effect of the drop shadow behind. Then I added in the text and added a drop shadow in there. And then I also put a like grainy filter on there as
On the
well.
text?
Not on the text, in the box.
On a white box.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Looks great. You did everything. Yay. I have no comments. The typography is lovely. Okay, are you done?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, great. So let's look at, thank you, Dana.
Mhm.
Let's look at who's next? Jeanne?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you get the screen?
No. It says I'm disabled.
You have a project ready to show?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see it.
This is my project. This layers and channels.
All right.
So I was just going for a concept of the galaxy, somewhat like that, or space, outer space. So this is like my stuff. This is the layers. I chose 2 pictures of galaxies, and then I added effects. I added a lot of effects. I had bevel and emboss in the shadow, in the glow, outer glow, drop shadow. Uh, then I
Could
also
you,
added.
could you take all the eyeballs off and go sequentially? Let's see how it's put together.
Everything on. And I also did like a little
Can
effect.
I want to go down to the bottom because I want to start with that smart filter. So take the eyeball off the top 2 layers. That the layers, that's the effects. That's the layer styles. The layer is the eyeball. Outer space, click. Galaxy clusters, click. Okay, what is that smart filter doing down there? It's inside the galaxy cluster. So let's put that back on. Put that eyeball on. I'm trying to deconstruct this for myself so I understand it.
Okay.
So take that, click the eyeball off of effects, and you see you got a smart filter there.
Yeah.
What is that doing? Click that eyeball off.
No idea.
Oh,
Okay.
it's doing a sharpen. Click the eyeball back on. Underneath it says sharpen, and that's an eyeball that can click off and it'll go back to original. So do you know what that smart filter is? Because I haven't explained it.
Not really, but I did try to sharpen the image to bring out like the stars in the picture.
Okay, you can do it in a sharp filter. I haven't explained it yet. I'm going to explain it, but not right now because it's sequenced. I have to kind of go one thing at a time. You have to appreciate that. I can't dump everything on you because it gets too confusing, right?
Mhm.
So so I'm going to go up to the window, go to filters up to the top, filters. No, I can't see the top of your screen. Sharpen, but go down, keep going. No, go up to the top, go back up to the top, and go down to sharpen, down, down, down. And hold it right here. Just keep your finger on the mouse. On the top of that window, it says sharpen. That's the very last filter you used. And if any filter you use, it will go to that top so you could use it again. That's why sharpen is on the top of that window. And now that you have your finger held on sharpen, there's all kinds of sharpening filters that every photographer, by the way, when you put a photo in Photoshop, it gets a little bit blurry, and sometimes you don't notice it. But you can resharpen that digital photograph just a little bit with these sharpened filters. And the very first filter in Photoshop was the unsharp mask. That's an original one. And what all those sharpen do in different ways, and I suggest that you can look those up. What does sharpen more do? What does smart sharpen do? You know, you can look it on a web. I'm not going to go through all of this. Maybe I'll do unsharp mask. But what it does is it takes away edge pixels. Now you used this, you used sharpen, which is the second one down, on your Galaxy Clusters image, but you used it as a smart filter. So this is where you would use it without using that smart filter. Now let's go talk about a smart filter just for a minute, so we can let go of that. Just let go of everything. And you see on Galaxy Clusters that icon, that is a smart object. Now, why is that there? I believe that what you did is that you downloaded that photograph from the internet and it was on your desktop, and you drug it from the desktop and placed it into this image. Is that how you did that?
Yeah.
All right. That automatically, I'm telling you, this is for everybody, of course, that automatically becomes a smart object. And what that means is that, so I'm explaining it a little bit, but we're going to go into it and explore it in depth a couple classes ahead in the future. What that does, it means that the original photograph is not in the Photoshop file at all. It is on your desktop, and this is an alias that you're working on in the Photoshop. Now, if this was a big ad agency and you had a original photograph had an orange, and you had that photograph sourced out to a bunch of different countries, and you stuck a straw in the orange, all the photographs that sourced out would update. So that is really the essence of a smart object. We don't need to use that, but it does more than that, because you can see it sharpens a filter. There's a sharpen filter, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going to get to that. But I would suggest for everybody to not drag a photograph from the desktop and put it into your target file if you don't want a smart object to occur. And so what we need to do here is go up to layers, and you don't because it inhibits some of the functions of Photoshop, that smart object. Some things you can't do when you got a smart object on that layer. Go down to rasterize and smart object. There. Now you see that smart filter went away because now I don't know. I assume that the sharpening was applied when you rasterized it. I believe it was, but in the future, until you get a handle on smart objects, sharpen it from the top. Effects, sharpen. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's keep going.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Now, all those effects, bevel, inner shadow, inner glow, outer glow, drop shadow, what do you think they're doing?
I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Uh,
No,
for
I'm still on Galaxy clusters because I want to talk through all those effects you got.
I believe that they'll all just like added like a like advancement to the.
They're doing very little.
Yeah, it's very low.
They're doing very little, and the reason why is that almost all of those effects work. Not all of them, but almost all of them. You have to have an image on the screen that is not touching the outer rectangle or the edge of the canvas. So they'll work with a floating like an apple, and there's a layer under it. Understand what I mean? Because all of those, bevel and boss, inner shadow, they're all working right at the edge of this format. So you have, they're not really effective. They're only effective. Now we can go up to outer space, and you're going to see all of those effects are effective. Now you can take those all eyeballs off, and you see that they do something. That's because there's a hole in the image, and there's a background. You understand what I'm saying? Say yes. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, great. You do understand, right?
Yeah.
Everybody understands. So all of those things, the bevel and stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, they're all at the edge of the dark sky. Very nice. How did you get that to twist around?
With the filter, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sort.
Right.
Girl.
Beautiful. Looks great. Okay. Keep going.
And then I added the drop thing, and added more effects to add like, I don't know, to give like the concept of like outer space, like like a spaceship, like I can say, like a UFO.
Right.
So you that's a thing, that's a little outer glow thing.
Okay, looking great. Looks really good. Do you know what that icon is? Where you got your rectangle? Can you point that out?
I think it was the mask, I think.
No, it wasn't there. It's all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Now this here is those are vector paths is what they are. They're the same thing as using the pin tool, which I don't like 3 tools up is a pin tool. So I don't introduce these rectangle tool, round tool, because you can do it because it's a vector component of Photoshop. Photoshop is bit mapped, which means it's piles of pixels. Vector is not. Vector is anchor points that hold the information. And vector is a Word document is a vector program. So is Illustrator. So is InDesign. So that's a different technology, which is good. You can use it. You used it fine. And what's nice about that, of course, is that you got that rounded edge on it, which is very hard to do with the selection mark key. But at any rate, I stay with the selection mark keys in this class. You can use those, but they are a different kind of technology. And since I'm talking through that, go up to window paths. Oh, they're open. Where are they? Paths.
Right here, but it's not.
Okay, click on that the layer rounded rectangle. No. Click on the layer. There, you see it showing up there?
Mm-hmm.
That's your vector path. Now, if you click on that path, the little white triangle underneath path, there you can see it. You see the blue, and you can move that. I'm using you as a learning, you can move that. So just for fun, you got to have it clicked. You got to see the blue. Oh, you got rid of it. All right, we'll do this later. You got rid of it. You see it says empty. I don't know, you must have hit delete or something. There, it's back. And that's Control Z or Command Z. Click on a white rectangle on the path.
It's not showing up again. I'm sorry.
Well, if you click on the white rectangle itself, not the word, the image, click. It's not showing up.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Well, then I don't really go into that in this class, but I can demonstrate it later. So this is great. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Is Kevin here?
Yes, I'm here.
You see this? Oh, you don't see it because I'm gonna take my screen back. You see this PSB?
Yeah, to change it to PSD.
Well, we're trying to save as Photoshop PSD. This is right underneath for save as Photoshop. Right underneath that one is large document format. That's what this is. I don't know why, but it'll open up. It's 2 megabytes. Can you show it?
I'm actually currently having issues with Photoshop. It's not responding.
Photoshop is not responding.
Yeah, like I was trying to use it before class, and it's currently not like responding at all.
All right. Well, why don't you after class email mac.tech@mmm.edu.
Oh, I think I could email it right now. It's just like I could probably get it since I have like a folder with this. But
If you can't demonstrate it, I'm going to open it up right here. Is that all right?
sure.
Well. Not what I expected.
Yeah, sorry, that's from the previous thing.
All right. Did you get a note that I received this?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Well, that's because you didn't submit it. That means
Okay.
I already went through that. Right? You understand?
Yeah, for last class, I think.
Yeah. So I'm going to go here and I got to do this a little bit of homework or housekeeping. Sorry, everybody, but otherwise I'll forget to give you credit. All right. So you see, Kevin, you see what your credit here is you did not get credit for that because you didn't send it to me. Understand? You put it in a Dropbox. I'm not responsible for finding that stuff in the Dropbox. You've got to send it to me so I then give you credit. There, I just gave you credit. Okay? Say yes. All right, now I don't want that in here. I want only projects. Otherwise, my filing cabinet gets too messy.
Copy.
All right, you're not here, Kevin. You haven't submitted it yet.
Yeah, earlier when I was trying to get on Photoshop, I was trying to see if I could send it to you, but it's currently not working at all. Like it's not letting me touch anything in Photoshop or anything like that.
All right, well, when that gets fixed, you'll, contact Mac Tech. Contact the, you know that they'll help you. Say yes. All right, well, I tried. All right, so we'll go to Tiffany. Are you here? Hi.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello. Can you show your work?
Let me see. It says I can't share screen.
Now you can.
Okay. These are my layers. Let me make this bigger.
Where's your mask?
It's on the C image.
Okay, so you're demonstrating something that I haven't addressed yet as well, which is a layer mask. That's coming up soon.
Yeah, so here's the image, then here's the next image with a mask.
Yeah, okay, so let's look at your layers and your channels. You've got rid of them.
Where did they go?
Where'd they go? Window layers. Just go to window. Layers. Window channels. All right, so you want to drag that channels off, drag it so it floats. Now we got to go get the layers again. Well, okay, layers. Now, yeah, open that up. Now, when you click, let's look, make sure that we can see the channels and layers at the same time, because I want to point something out. You see that the layer number C, word C, you're clicked on that mask that has a frame around it. And that mask is showing up in the channels palette. See it? There it is. You can click on it. You can look at it.
It's not, hold, give me 1 second. It's being weird. What is it doing? Give me 1 second. Can you come back to me? My computer's having an issue.
All right.
Thank you.
There, I think I got the screen back, right? Jenna, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, sir.
Would you like to show your work?
Yes, I can do that.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so I use the background and my grid
Beautiful.
and then the top layer. I have filters and layer styles on here.
Okay.
And then the text box, and I also have filters and layer styles on here.
You got a grain filter going on the text box.
Yes.
All right.
And then text.
Beautiful. Type looks good. It's great. It's perfect. Yay. That was easy.
Okay, I fixed it. Figured out what was wrong.
Okay, you got the screen back?
Yeah, I can present again if you want.
All right, let's see it.
Okay. So these are my layers. This is just the image, and then this is the layer with the mask attached to it.
Okay.
That's the mask.
All right.
And then the different effects I had. And then here's the box. And then the text.
Do you have any filters going on? Show us the filter.
The smart filter?
Well, you have a smart filter in there. Do you understand what the smart object is now? Or we talked over it.
Yeah, but I think I did that on purpose.
All right. Well, that's this filter. It is a filter, and it's brightness, contrast, and levels.
Yeah.
Well, levels is actually also a adjustment layer or an adjustment, but brightness, well, so is brightness contrast. If you were to go to, you would see that show up in adjustments, image adjustment, brightness, contrast, and levels. You've used it as a filter.
Yeah.
It's kind of a, there's a little bit of an overlap there because it's not really a filter, but it's used as a filter. And so I would have to say that indeed you used a filter. Can you go up to filters from the top? Yeah, there. Have you looked at any of those filters?
No.
Well, that was what I was trying to get you to do. Like, go to filter gallery.
Okay.
Go to filter gallery.
Oh.
Yeah, like you got all that stuff going on. You got a ton of stuff, and I wanted everybody to explore this methodology or this way to go get a filter. You know what I mean? So maybe you'll do that. Explore that, because that's what I was asking you to do. I mean, you kind of did a filter in another way.
Yeah.
Using a smart filter, but that is not going to require a smart object. So go cancel that. And again, on a layer number C, SEA, and Starry Sky, both of those are smart objects. And I expect that you grab those from the desktop and drug them in, and that little icon on the bottom right-hand corner came up, and you didn't know it. Am I
Yeah.
guessing right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So go down to Starry Sky. I've already done this, but we're going to go and look at it again. And go to layer, rasterize, down, smart object. There, see that icon went away. Now
Yeah.
that image is actually in your file. The other smart object is still on a desktop, technically. Okay.
Got
All
it.
right. So that looks great. How about putting on a white box? You put a filter on that white box from the filters palette, not now, but later. And maybe you, instead of black, the type is dark blue. It might be more interesting. Can you try that?
You want me to change it to dark blue?
Well, try it out. See if you like it. You got to be in the type tool to do that, because there's a T there. That means it's editable type. So there's a type tool down, and just go click and go Command A or Control A, and then go up to the top of the screen. Click there. Bring up the color picker and pick dark blue. Too dark. And go OK. And click up. Do you like the looks of that better?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great. So maybe that white gets to have a filter on it. I'm trying to give you the best grade I can give you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's go on, and we can do that later and submit it. Where are you going with that?
Oh no, it got stuck. I don't know. It wouldn't let go.
All right. Let's give me back the screen.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
All right. So, Eleanor.
Hi.
Hi.
It says the screen sharing still disabled.
I'm trying to get there. No, how about now?
Yeah, I got it. So to start off, I guess this is the mask that I have in the channels. And then take these off. This was the background layer that I have with the effect, and then there's also filters on it. Or I think there was only one filter I put on. And then the sun was the second layer, and then this one had the mask cut out of it with an effect, and then also another filter. And then for this, I used the rectangle one, but I put an effect on that and also a filter, and then added the text on top.
Okay, beautiful. What is that little smudgy thing right on their gunna?
That was one of the, I think, the filters that I put on. It was like an exposure, I think.
Go take on the rectangle, take the eyeball off of effects. But that's just the bevel and emboss. So do you remember where you got that? Because it's not showing up on a layer palette.
I think that must have been a filter that I used.
Okay, that would be it wouldn't show up. It'd be in the filter gallery, or probably filter. Yeah, that it wouldn't show up. But so
Oh, it wouldn't. Okay.
Unless it becomes a smart object, it won't show up as a filter in the layers. You've got to just be able to recognize it. That rectangle, you said you used a rectangle, but it's not a vector rectangle.
I used this tool.
Yes, but if you notice the icon is gone in the layer, there'd be a little icon there that said it was coming from that vector button, which is to say you rasterized it. Did you know that?
Yeah, I definitely had to. I remember I also rasterized the two images that I brought in because I didn't know how to open them in Photoshop. So yeah, I think I also must have rasterized this.
Okay, I'm suggesting for everybody, when you open an image up, you don't drag it from the desktop and drop it into the target. You open it up first in Photoshop, so you have two tabs, and you then drag it over, and then you won't have the condition of it having to rasterize a smart object. Understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just eliminates a step, and also eliminates the inhibitions that smart objects bring into working on the software until we explore smart objects, which are coming up. Any rate, looking great. The only thing I see that is problematic is the text box is a little tight to the width. See how tight it is? Could you make that? Can you go? You're on it, so go Command T or Control T. Get out of that. Get out of cancel that.
Not really sure how to get out of that one.
Go over to the.
Got it.
Go Command T or Control T. There. That's a keystroke for Edit, Transform, Scale, or Edit, There we go. That's nice. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. So then you hit Return. There's something weird. There we go. See, that is, I think that's a little better, don't you? Allows you to, yes or no?
I purposely made it tighter, but I think this one works as well.
Okay, great. Good job. Thank you. All right. Ryan.
Hi.
Hi, you ready?
Yeah, let me share. Oh, it says
I gotta.
Okay.
I have to find it here.
Okay.
And now you can do it.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. I have to move the Zoom thing. Okay, these are my, wait, I don't know why that's red. Oh, okay, these are my layers. I think I took like a different route and I did all the selections and then I rasterized the layer and then did Command X to just remove everything that was selected from the layer. I mean, it still worked. Like, there's that.
Well, click all the eyeballs off.
Okay. Oh. There's that. I did that as like a background. Then that, because I cut that out. And then that.
All right, so let's look at the mask.
This.
Yeah. Okay, so you use that to cut a hole through that SC, all those numbers, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we can go back to the composite. All right.
And then I think that's an empty layer. My rectangle, my text.
All right. It looks good except for the text. The
What's
text,
wrong with-
well, it's too tight. It's
Oh,
way
you
too-
think? Okay.
you
Here.
need, but that text is rasterized, so you can't edit it.
Oh. Wait. This thing's in the way. I just,
You got to hit escape.
uh-oh.
Now you put a text box on there and there's nothing on it but stand-in text. Lorem Ipsum. It's on the top, a layer. You don't want that there.
How do I remove
Just
this?
grab the text box and put it in the garbage.
Mhm.
T, top layer, and drag it down and put it in the garbage. The layer itself.
Oh my gosh, this thing won't move. Oh, the layer itself. Oh, I see,
Yeah.
I see, I see.
Yeah, now to grab that and drop it into. All right, that'll do the same thing. Yes. Now you're back where you were.
Right.
All right, so click the top eyeball off. That is a layer, a bitmap layer that looks like text, but it isn't. It's rasterized. You rasterize that layer and then the T goes away, so you can't edit it. So I would suggest you type that in there again and make the point size much smaller and the space between the lines much more. Do you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Should I explain?
Wait, do you want me to do that now?
No, but I want you to know how to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know where to get the point size?
Yes. I'm in your other class where we're doing typography, so I'm learning a lot from that.
Oh, okay, great. I'm sorry that I can't remember everything because
No,
I
that's
can't.
fine. It's fine.
It's when we're in class, it's much easier because we get a nice personal relationship going on, and then
Right.
we But all I'm looking at is boxes on a screen, and half the time it's just there's nobody there, so it's too
Yeah.
hard for me to do. It takes the fun out of it for everybody. But anyway, we're trying as hard as we can.
Hmm.
So I would suggest also that you make that that green box larger so the text doesn't have to get so terribly small.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I just didn't want to like cover too much of the
Well, you don't have to make it so much
Okay.
larger, but it can be somewhat larger, like one square larger. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then so you want to have some space around the text because your eye needs space to read good typography, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. Anything else?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, yay. All right. Jenny, are you there?
Yeah.
All right.
So this is my layers.
Beautiful.
This is my mask.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Edgar Allan Poe. It's beautiful. Looks
Thank you.
good. I would, if I don't think you can do this, but a little more space between the lines would make that read easier. But you really don't have
Yeah.
enough room to do that unless you get rid of the stanza or something. But anyway, that I think it's I think looks good, and I wouldn't try to change the type now because that blue box would be too. You need that space around the blue box or the fuzzy blue box to so you can see the grid behind it.
Right.
How did you get that softness on the blue box?
I think it's from filter and then blur, box blur, I think.
Oh, is that right? Box blur.
I
Huh.
think so.
Okay.
Because it won't show up.
All right. I've never used box blur, but that's probably what it is. I mean, there's other ways to do that, but that works. Okay, good job. Yay,
Thank you.
Benny. All right, so we're now moving along here. Andrea, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
You want to show?
Yes, you need to enable screen share.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, this is mine. So I started with this image.
Is that your photograph?
Yes.
Oh.
And then I put the effects, put an inner shadow to make it darker. I added this on top, which is image of a bombing from the Vietnam War. Then the box with more effects on it to give it a little.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yes, go ahead.
You see those anchor points on that box?
Yes.
Go up to show transform, go up to the top of the screen, right under filter. Click that, no, get out of that. Right under filter, there's a check next there. Just if you don't like that transformation showing, you got to click that, check that box off. I don't like it, so I always have that. Okay.
Okay, and then the text on top.
All right. And can we see the mask?
Yes.
Beautiful. Looks great. Looks great. You got a filter on there? Where's the filter?
I put effects. I don't know if I added a filter.
That's a layer style. It's not a filter.
Okay, yeah.
Show us where filters are. All right. There, somewhere in there is a filter.
Okay.
Explore those filters. Go look. Okay. You got a filter gallery. Click on the filter gallery. Up. There. Down.
Gotcha.
There. You got all of that you could do. Explore, okay. Become familiar with this. Of course, you can't do all of them, but you can look at them so you can see where they're at, and then you say, oh, I want a grain. I want a film grain. Well, film grain's in there.
Right. Okay.
So you don't have to do that now, but that one doesn't work. Cancel out of that. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, good job. Looks great. Very dramatic.
Thank you.
Nahum is here, right? Nahum, you got 2 images in here. All right. Nahum is here in name only. So we'll go to Logan.
Hi. I definitely did this assignment wrong. So I'm gonna preface that.
All right. Can we look at it and kind of talk you through it?
Yes. So I thought that we were supposed to take our paintings from our first assignment, our first tutorial, and put the poem on that for some reason. So that's kind of what I did.
All right. Well, I wanted you to take the techniques, not the paintings.
Yeah, I realized that after seeing everyone else's.
So, and the idea was that I give you these techniques and introduce the colors and brushes with these techniques, selection, mask, etc. And then you have your own instructions to do it over again using, in your case, maybe your own photographs, Logan.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and you're just doing the techniques, because then if you do these techniques twice, you get a grounding, a foundation of, then we can start to move on and explore more. So that was the way I structured the goal. Do you want to show us what you got?
I guess it's not right.
Well, if I get to see it, then I can help you. If I can't see it, I can't help you.
It's on the screen.
Okay. So, so let's look at, you got to have your,
I don't know where they went. My channel and layers section.
yeah, well, go to window, layers, channel. You should get those, see, you got those transformation controls clicked on as well.
Oh.
Click those off, click that off.
Okay.
Go to window. All the palettes are here. All of them. Go to layers.
Okay.
There's layers. Go to channels.
Okay.
All right. So let's go. Let's see if you did your mask correctly, because that's the technique. One of them. Click the eyeball on the mask.
Which one now?
That right there. Checkered is your mask. That's technically called an alpha channel, and it's in the channels palette, and you can make your own channels or mask and put them there, is what you did. And there is the checkered. Now, did you apply that, which would say take the eyeball off the bottom layer number 0? That is the channels. There's layers. Click that
Layer
off.
0.
Yeah. All right. So that mask corresponds to the holes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah, it corresponds.
Okay. So if I put that eyeball back on the checkerboard, you could see it correspond. That's not checkerboard. That's the mask. There. See, perfect. You used it correctly. That was the whole entire goal, right?
Right.
All right. So then you got untitled layer. We can put the layer number 0 back on. Both of those are locked, by the way. We can take the eyeball off the checkered board, and if to unlock it, you double click on the layer and that'll unlock it, and then you can move it around. All right. So what does untitled do? What is untitled? That layer on the top.
Oh.
This.
I'm not sure.
Well, take the eyeball off.
Ah. Where did that go?
Take the eyeball off there.
It's that.
Yeah, that is the poem of sorts. And it has, put the eyeball back on. It has effects. Take the eyeball off of effects. Do you see anything change?
No.
So
it shortened it.
double click on the word effects. Put the eyeball back on, double click on the word. You see all of the okay, there. that you can always go back in the layer style and readjust it. So if there's nothing working, go to bevel and emboss, click on bevel and emboss the word. Not there. The word. Now you see that checkerboard, that check says I'm using bevel and emboss. Check, making that clicking on the word, it turns gray, means I am accessing the controls for bevel and emboss. Now you got an inner bevel going on. Make that an outer bevel to your right. These are the controls, outer bevel. Make your size go bigger. Size.
How big?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to see it on the white square below.
Oh.
I don't see it happening. So take the angle or move that away so we can see it. We don't see it happening there?
No.
All right, so let's go okay, and we'll start again. Okay. Click the eyeball on a layer on effects, click the eyeball next to effects on. There. So see, we had the eyeball off. This is why you have to be looking at the layers and the channels at all time. That's what we just did. If you go and click on effects again, the word, click. Now we can go down to, you've done bevel and emboss, you see it happening, right? Your size wasn't big enough. So let's go to inner glow. There, now you're got the options for inner glow. Go to the white square and click on it. It's white. So go to make it another color instead of white. You gotta move your cursor into the big square there. As you see it not click into that, go okay. Now make the size bigger. Down. Is it working? Oh,
I don't
your
see
mode.
anything.
Look at the mode. See, you gotta not go the mode. It says blend mode in that dialog box. Click on that and go up to normal. There, you see it.
Oh, I
You
see
it
it
happen?
a little.
Yeah, you can make it more. There, you see it. So what we're learning here is you got to go and explore all of these controls within all of these layer styles, and then you got another one, satin. But you understand that you have to look at all these, satin. Now your blend mode is multiply. So make it. We haven't talked about modes yet. We will go up to normal. Now, whatever that is, satin is happening. You still got, the color is black, so making another color. And now we should be seeing something. If the size, go the size up.
I don't see anything.
Well, take the eyeball off of satin in the layers palette. Down. See anything change?
No.
No?
No change.
All right.
It's
well,
on
not
right
work-
now.
Huh?
It's the satin eyeball is on right now, and then I just clicked it off.
And we didn't see a change. It's a subtle
No.
thing. Satin is a subtle effect. Maybe you have to pump it up.
Okay.
Any rate, but what the idea here is to explore all those effects. That's what we're doing, so we understand them. I think you got a good feel for it.
Yeah.
You have and then you have a smart filter there, down there, and we really don't want that. What does it say? Right now, generate bump map. Oh boy, that's a texture. Yeah, that is. I don't know that that's doing anything. Click that eyeball off. Is it doing anything? We want to not deal with smart filters yet.
Yeah.
So I would just take that and dump that
Okay.
because it's not doing anything anyway. So that would be to grab that and drag it into the garbage down below. Well, that's on your dock. You got a garbage can. I don't know.
I'm like trying to,
Yeah, but it at the bottom of the layers pallet is a garbage can, not on your dock. So if you pull a layers,
oh, right here.
well, right there, but that's the channels. You're in a different place. That's a channels palette. You got to be in there's the same thing is going on in your layers is on. It's just you got to pull that tab off. Okay, now you got rid of it. You got to go back and put your layers back on.
Okay.
And drag that tab off so it floats. Well, you can see the garbage can now down below. At least I can.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, all right. So if you
But
take that,
there's-
you go right click on a smart filter, right click on the smart, but right click. Right click on the word. Okay, that delete, yes. All right, good. Okay. Oh, we've got the icon. Right click on the word, right click on that word, yes.
I am.
Nothing happens, huh?
Yeah, nothing's happening.
Okay, well, we're not worried. It's not doing anything. If I was sitting there with you, it'd take a second to solve this problem, but I'm not.
Sorry, yeah.
What? You don't have to be sorry. And
I just definitely would have benefited from an in-person class.
yeah, well, we all would have done better.
Yeah.
You need a credit on the poem.
Yeah. I have the name. I just need to write it.
Yes. And you've rasterized the type, so you really can't edit that. It's been flattened. Do you understand that, right?
Yeah.
All right. So in the future, you won't. You'll leave it as a layer. All right. So now you need to go back and get rid of all those the painting stuff and go get some photographs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then resubmit this. Are we on board?
Okay.
Okay, good job.
Yep.
Yay, good job. All right, folks. Who did we miss anybody?
I haven't gone yet.
I've been calling you. Thanks for showing up. Where you been?
I've been here. Maybe my internet's bad because sometimes it like stops and then like speeds up and breaks up. But I reconnected to another internet. I like
Okay,
went
good.
somewhere.
Well, you're here and you've got two files in the Dropbox. And
yes.
I'm not sure which one you want to show, but you got one you want to show? The final one?
I'll show the typography one.
Oh boy.
Can you
there it
see
is.
it?
Yeah. So we want to see put the layers and the channels on.
My layers and channels are there, but let me just see if I can, because last time we were also having this issue for some reason. Can you see that?
No, I can see the image. Very interesting image.
Let me try putting it over here. Can you not? Because I have my channels and layers floating, but I feel like maybe the issue is that because they're floating, it's not capturing them.
Well, it's not capturing them in the zoom unless you put them right on top of the image. Floating on top of the image.
Can you see?
No. Isn't that weird?
1 second, I'll just share my whole screen. I'll just share my whole screen then.
Yes, do that.
Okay. Can you see that now?
I can see that now. I can see the channels. Yes.
Yeah, I just deleted the layer. I just like got rid of the layers so I could try to bring them back over here as well.
All right, now we can see the channels and the layers.
Okay, perfect.
So let's look at, we want to take all the eyeballs off the layers.
Okay. I have a lot of layers because each, like I did some interesting things with the text, so I had to edit them separately.
Right. You know, you can go and click and hold and drag and all those eyeballs will come off in one swoop.
Oh. From where, but almost done. I'm so sorry. Just
We get the idea.
mm,
Very interesting.
a lot of eyeballs. Okay.
All right. There's mask. There's two masks. Looking great. Okay.
Yeah.
So we did that. Let's take the eyeballs off the masks. And I want you to go try take that layers palette, please, and move it and open up it so we can see all those layers.
Let
Can you move that layers palette so we can see all the layers? Just move it over and stretch it out from the bottom. I want to give you a technique. Well, you know, we don't need to see it big. We just need to see it narrow, but see as many layers as possible.
Okay. Let's
All right.
stretch it out a little bit more.
Not that way, vertically.
Yes, I'm
Okay. Okay. Now I want to give you a technique that's gonna make this easier for you because you got a bunch of layers. And as we go in the future, everybody is gonna have a bunch of layers. Take your cursor and put it on the eyeball G at the bottom. Click. Now keep your finger on the mouse and just drag up. No, well, you got to keep the finger on the mouse. Click and keep it.
Yes. Oh,
beautiful.
Great.
And just keep going.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Let me do that from the start. This is really fun.
Quick, right?
Yes.
All
Amazing.
Right. Now everybody knows how to do that. So now we can look at the image.
Now I can move this. Make it smaller.
All right, so so you have filters going on in there, is that right?
Yes.
And show me where you got some layer styles.
There. Over here for I had layer style, but when I added the filter, so I just didn't put that for some reason.
Okay, you cut out, so I don't know what you said, but I see you have layer styles.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna ruin your day, ma'am.
Okay.
I like your concept, but the words are hard to read.
I know.
Now I want to make the words easier to read. So let's go to 1. Let's go to the H on her. And all you have to do is, but go to your move tool. Go to your move tool and click on H. No, not that H, to the right. That one's okay. That's fine. There.
Okay. Then.
Click on the H.
Yeah.
Oh, that is one. Okay, so click on, that's one that you stack that type. That type needs to go not on the H on top of the E, but it needs to twist 90 degrees. All of them. So do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to show you to make sure that you go to the C right there. Go to that. Click.
1 second.
You know, if it's not selecting it.
I don't know. Maybe my laptop was having this issue quite a bit. Here it is.
Okay, so twist that.
Wait 1 second.
There, stop.
Okay.
Now go down to the N. Say, hit return. You gotta hit return first.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
And I go down and twist that. Well, that'll work, but it's go twist the other way. There. Not upside down. Well, you want to make it so you can read it.
Yes.
And you can't read it that way.
And even at the bottom, then I should just make them right side up as well.
Well, you can, the ones that are on the right, her early leaf, they have to turn 90 degrees. The ones on the bottom, it's convincing if you have to read upside down. The ones on the far left has to turn 90 degrees, so they're not stacked. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's going to work better. You're going to still keep your concept. You're going to have to retype that. You're going to have to type that horizontally and then turn it.
Okay, perfect. Let me do that.
You understand that? I can demonstrate it.
Let me.
Back to there. Back to.
Is it possible that you can show me first?
Yeah. Okay. Let's give it back to me.
Okay.
All right. So here we are, back home. And I'm going to go and everybody see my screen? Yes. All right. So I'm going to go and talk about the type, but first I'm going to do that by first presenting the next thing.
So that's black. Just simply just go down.
Oh, I'm lost here. Give me a second. I can't find the. Here, I can find it right in here. This is the next thing we're going to do. Is tutorial 5, kissing kids. And I'm going to just use this image to demonstrate my concept here on type. So here is a type. Oh, I think Nam used caps, so we'll do this. All right, so let's say that that's yellow, and I'm gonna come up here and make it so you can see it. So I'll make it black. I think that you can see it. And I don't want to make it any bigger than that because it's going to run off the screen. So a story that happened a long time ago, and if I was to go and select that, edit, transform 90 clockwise, I can still read this. There, I can still read that. A story, particularly if I was to take this and go up to window character, and I have an opportunity to do tracking. That's right here. Kerning is between two layers or two letters. Tracking is the entire word. So there you can see this is making it easier to read, and I'm still having the effect of being on its side. I can go and take this and edit to keep the idea going. I can go layer, edit. I forgot where I was at. I can do I don't want to do that. That you can't read, but I could turn it, edit, transform, 180. That you can read. Edit, transform, rotate. To keep the idea going. That you can still read. It's harder to read, but you can read it. Okay, I want to try out something else. Nahum, are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm following what you're doing.
Okay, but I can't do what you want to do. Oh, I can do it here. If to kind of do the effect that you want to do, I got to jump to Illustrator to do it, which is, and you can do a type on a path, but you can't do that in Photoshop. Only through this button up here. So let's go try that.
I tried that button and really couldn't find my way around it for some reason.
Well, there, look at that. Could you do that?
I could do that, but it wasn't fitting in the space, so I decided not to.
How about if you were to go and
set that to 10. So you've got basic design, we'll set it to 5.
Oh. A story, if you do it one word or one at a time, then that would work, wouldn't it, Nahum?
Yes, it would.
So you could do it that way.
Yes, I can try that.
Okay. To make it so it keeps your idea, but it's legible. That's my recommendation. Is that all right?
That's perfect. Thank you so
Now,
much.
I could take the time to show you how to do it in Illustrator, which gives you more capability for typography, because you can actually type on a preset path. And the path I'm talking about is, that line right there. That's a path. But I don't have that capability here in Photoshop. And I don't, I'd be going off, I'd be going off on a tangent if I was to do this, go there right now.
It's perfectly fine. I can find a way to make it a bit more legible and send it back to you.
Okay. Thank you. Good job. All right, so folks, here's the challenge. Here's the challenge. This is the homework. Anybody know how to color correct this? You can see that it is way too magenta. Does anybody know how to color correct it out there? Anybody know how to do that?
Would we go to the channel?
Go to the channels. Here's the channels. How do you want me to do this?
No, I mean in curves.
In curves. So we got to go to image, adjust, right? Next.
Then to levels or curves, and we can choose the amount of red or magenta.
Niam, thank you. You have told everybody how to do this. I am not going to do it. This is your homework to correct this so it looks like it's natural. And then when we come back next week, everybody will demonstrate how they have done it. And so Niam has told us that we got to go. Usually when I'm in class, I say color correct this, and you have to figure out how to do it, because this is like a little review of adjustments, because this is such an important part of Photoshop that you need to master these, not levels and curves particularly. So check it out, see if you can make it work, and we'll go over it, and I'll see everybody's, and I can do it myself to demonstrate next week. That's homework. All right, and I'm gonna go down. I got one more. Oops, Kevin's still on screen here. I got one more thing I want to do. Two more today. The skull. There's a skull.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you put a filter, you don't see them under the layer thingy, right?
No.
Okay.
So if I was to go and put a filter on the skull here, pixelate. See, I don't see it. We would only see it if we use the smart object. That'll show the filter. It'll show it underneath the layer. But I can tell a filter when I see one. So everything else you're doing, that's the only thing that on this one project that you're working on.
Because I added filter to it.
Yeah, you got to add some filter, because part of your grade is going to be. Do you have?
I re-upload it with the filter now?
Yeah, when you put the filter and save the image, it's going to save it like that.
Okay, so I'll re-upload it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to look for, is there filters? Is there layer styles? Is there a mask? Have you used the mask? How is your design effective? I'm going to look for all of those factors in determining your grade. You got the right size, you got the right resolution. Those things are going to add up, and I will write those out. And when you get your grade, you will see that you'll see the criteria which I've just named, and I'll do that on every subsequent project. All right, so here we are with the mask, and what I'm going to do here is a little review, and I'm going to add a couple of new segments to the concern of masking. First of all, I want to go and get rid of this white. So
Can I ask a question really quickly about the project before you get into this?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want me to re-upload mine with like the expanded text box?
Yes, I'm going to give you a better grade. whatever, if you had some, if I gave you some recommendations, I would suggest, if you agree with them, of course, that you adjust your project accordingly. I'm trying to give everybody a good grade. That's what I want to do, but you have to be able to achieve the goals to get one. And that's what the review is about, is trying to say, oh, if you did this, did that, it'd be better for the project. So please do so. Anyway, I'm gonna come up here and I want to get rid of that white just because it's annoying me. So I'm gonna use the magic wand tool, and I'm gonna come over here and make sure that that contiguous is off. I don't want to get that gray, I just want the white. So I'll bet you have to take that tolerance down to 10, so it's less color. Take that off, and I click right here, and I got it. Perfect, I got it. So now I'm gonna fill it, and I'm gonna use a keystroke, Option Delete, and Command D, Control D, and that does it pretty well. I got a couple of little things up here, but I'm not gonna worry about that. So here's what we're gonna do with this. The goal here is to select the skull and isolate it from the black background. And of course, this is a review quickly of what we all know now, is I could draw a circle around here. I could draw that, and that would be terrible, hard to do, but I could isolate that skull, and I could go Command J, that's layer, Command J. Let me do it another way, and I'll go back and get it again. Or I can go quick selection tool, and I can click all around here, and now I'm gonna check, see that that's a selection, that's not. So I gotta go select, inverse selection, and now I can go layer, where is it? New, there it is. And I never do it this way because I just go Command J, and or Control J, Command J, much easier. There's the skull. Now, we know Control or Command Shift Z is an undo, and it's not undoing, so I got to go to my histories to undo that, because there's more undos instead of one undo in histories. So there I have, I'm back to selecting it. Well, I'm gonna go Command D, and I'll turn that off, and I'll select it another way, because this is the magic, fabulous way to make a selection by area. Object selection tool, this is gonna work this perfectly. I wanted to do it different ways, because there's different ways to can do that. So there I got the skull selected, and it happens to be the right selection of skull. And if I wanted to leave and keep that selection, I go select, save selection, skull, and go OK. And there it shows up. I can go Command D, and I can save my image and come back to it and open it up. And I have that mask, and that mask becomes a selection, select, load selection, skull, OK. And we all know this now. We've learned this. Yay, we've learned this. We know how to do that. Everybody knows exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to delete that. I can also do it a different way, like make that mask by going to the flyout here and say new channel. And that comes in by the default name for Photoshop. It's alpha channel. And I can go either one of those. I'll leave it selected layer. And that's where you change the color of, it's an amber with color by default. There's nothing on that channel. There's nothing there. It's blank. So I can go in, but I can go, because of that alpha channel has a 50% opacity, I can go and use my paintbrush and actually, and if that's not working, why is that not working? Everybody's gonna say, because you got to change the foreground background color. All right, X. That changes the foreground background color. That's that little double-headed arrow. And I can come in here and paint. I can use my brackets to make my brush big. And I'm doing this quickly, but you can do it perfectly, of course. And because the paintbrush, this is actually the best way to make a selection. It's really almost the best way. There's one other way. I'll show you at the end of this, by the end of the semester. And I can come down here and make this perfect. And then I can go there. You see it shows up. There it is right there. And I can come up here and engage the RGB, which is engages the background, take that eyeball off, go select, load selection, alpha 1, okay. And there's my selection, Command J. And by the way, here's a keystroke to do the same thing. I'm going to go back to V. That's a keystroke to go to the move tool. I'm going to come to alpha 1. I'm going to hold my command or control key down and go click. There, I didn't have to go up and go select, load selection. You can do that to any layer. There's an inherent transparency in any layer. So I'm going to go Command J, and there is the isolated mask or skull. And of course, I didn't do a great job here, but that doesn't matter. I'm just demonstrating this. But I want to go say, when I said there is a selection inherent in every layer, select, load selection. That's the inherent selection. Latent selection in every layer. Layer 1 transparency. That is my skull layer, alpha 1. That's that. But I can pick the layer 1 transparency, and that's going to make that same selection, but it's doing it from this layer, which has that. When it go in the past, we passed over that just to get to our gridded mask, etc. Now you know what that is. It's a transparency inherent in every layer, and that works if you have space around the layer, like it's an object that's floating. If you go, I'm gonna go Command D. I'm gonna dump this alpha channel. I'm gonna dump this layer, and I'm gonna go here, layer, select, load selection. Well, I can't load that selection because it's locked. So just for fun, I'm gonna unlock it. Double click, okay, unlock. Select, load selection, layer 0 transparency, okay, and there's the selection for that layer. So you know how it works. All right, that's one thing. Now I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna flatten the image, and there I get my background back and my locked layer. I like to always use this, not unlock the background and leave that as background and then do stuff on top of it. And you'll see that reason why I'm on next project, which I'm going to introduce in a few minutes. I want to have one other thing that I'm going to add to this is that, let's say I have done so far, what's new has been I've gone to a new channel and I painted on this alpha channel right there, painted with my paintbrush to make the mask. All right, so this is addition to that is I can go do a quick mask. There it is. It's underneath the foreground background color, quick mask. It shows up in the channels palette as it should. And I got to go to the paintbrush and I can paint on this mask and do the same thing I did when I loaded a channel, a new mask, and paint on the mask. But this is a quick mask. And what makes it quick is that I can say, okay, I'm done. Click on that button again. Watch what happens here. It disappears. Click, but a selection comes up. And then I can say, that's disappearing. A selection comes up and I say, I didn't do a very good job. I can go back here and click on that button again, and the mask, quick mask comes back, and I can fix my mistakes. And of course, if I've gone outside of the area that I wanted to mask, I hit the X key, toggles foreground background color, and it takes away from that mask. Hit the X key, toggles foreground back, and it adds to the mask. Oops, X, clicks away. And my bracket tool will make my left bracket tool make that brush really small, and I can come in here and go, oh, X, adds to it. And when I'm done, I click on that button again. Oh, before I do that, if I was to go, here's what to guard against. Don't ever leave this quick mask on. If I take the eyeball off, I go over here and I start to do something else. I go put a filter on and stuff. And that quick mask's there. You're going to find you're going to have some problems, and you will not know why. why is this happening? Particularly if you don't have your channels on, because I got a quick mask engaged and I can't do something. I'm not sure what it is right now, but I can't do something and I don't know why. Well, the first reason is you don't have your channels on the screen so you can see the controls of the image, and you got a quick mask and there it is. So you always got to get out of that quick mask and go select. I got to inverse this. That's the selection, that's not. So I got to select inverse. Got to get out of that quick mask, select inverse. That's the selection. And I'm going to go Command J. And there is the floating skull. And I'm out of the quick mask. I'm going to dump this. And then I'm going to take this. I want to keep this transparency because I'm going to import this into a text software, let's say, and type something around it, like Naomi did, in a circle around it. And so I want to save this, and this is how I want to save it. Save as, and so you're going to submit your tutorial to me as a ping, and that's going to keep that transparency. And I want to save that on my desktop so I can open up and show it. So save, okay, close this out. I don't want to save it to my original, so I don't save that. And I'm going to open this up, ping. Yay, it's transparent. Perfect. That's how you make a transparent floating object. And that will come into another program like Illustrator, InDesign, or a movie editing program, and it'll come in silhouetted, not with a background. That's how you do that. So your goal is to follow this video and experiment with a quick mask and alpha and send me a transparent skull. Any questions? Hello, questions?
No questions.
Thank you for speaking up. All right, this is the last thing we're going to do today, which is I'm going to introduce the next project, which is a retouching project. I don't need this anymore. And it is Picture Perfect. Now this, just so you know, oh, I got the wrong, might as well go to the right folder here. Because it has the right date on it. I just wanted to point out, you got a long time to do this project because it takes some time, but just so you know the plan, here we are with the due dates of everything, and we're on, what date are we, 24. So this is, the skull is to do for next week. The Kissing Kids you're going to present for next week. And the Picture Perfect I'm going to present right now. But you have 1, 2, 3, no class, 4, spring break, 5 weeks before Picture Perfect is due. So you got a lot of time to do this. And during that time, you're going to learn, you're going to become a beginner, you're going to pass through the beginning stages of Photoshop into the advanced stages, because we're going to do all these tutorials. And so, and then I'll periodically do a Picture Perfect presentation on how to do retouching. But I'm going to start that off right now by going to, I see why I was in that first one because I had a student thing going on in here. Right here. Oops. Pitch perfect. So to begin with, on this, I recommend what you do is that you have a background, keep that locked, duplicate it, and use this as your retouching. This is where you start. And the reason for this is that if I was to do a day's worth of retouching and I inadvertently put a black dot on the face and saved it, and I opened it up again, I said, oh my, how did that happen? How can I fix that? Well, this is how you fix it. If I keep these, if I have a original right here, and you need that original for the end of this project, because we're gonna do it before and after. And I come down to that bottom layer and I go Command J, Control J, and I switch those layers around. There, it's fixed, right? And then all I have to do is go Shift, click, click, and merge layers. It's fixed. Now, if I go and take this layer, let's say I keep that one locked, and if I unlock it, I got another problem because that'll move. But if I inadvertently move this layer on the top and I do my mistake, and I say, oh, well, luckily I got a background layer that is doesn't have that mistake on it. So I'm going to go in and make a selection, be on that background layer, and go to my magic Command J and take the layer and switch it. I got a problem, right? That doesn't work because it's off. The pixels aren't aligned. So I'm saving you a issue that is difficult to solve if you move your layers left to right. So you want to, when you're doing your retouching, you do not want to move this layer. You want to keep it aligned so the pixels align perfectly. You can't even tell I'm clicking the eyeball off and on because the pixels align perfectly. So that's just some advice because that happens. That happens. Now I want to give it a little demonstration on retouching. And I want to also say, don't worry about the background. We're going to do this background all together. I have a way to digitally get rid of all these scratches so we don't have to go and try to do all that work. We're going to have to try to do all the work on that face and the head and the hair. And we need to know how to start that. So I'm going to start with the clone stamp tool, which is the original trusty clone stamp tool. And of course, my brackets get bigger or the brackets get smaller. It's the cursor by the brackets on, or I have to come up here and go up here to make my size bigger or smaller. And I want my edge of my clone tool and all of them to be soft, not sharp, because you'll see that edge. You don't want to see edges. So I'm going to try this clone tool out. And I want to do this close. And so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make my cursor smaller. And I'm going to go Option, click. We did this with the Bolton Dennis. Option, and I come in from a different direction. Option, Option, because this way I'm not showing my hand, the stroke of my hand, because I'm going Option, click, and I'm doing it kind of randomly. And I'm taking into consideration how the light is falling across her face. So I'm not going over here and going to click and come in here and making a dark spot. See, that doesn't work. So I got to go and take something from where the light is falling. And if I was to go and this also works with, if I was to go and I saw a little seam here and I want to blend it, I could blend it by taking opacity down up here 50%, and you'll come to the time when you're doing this where you have to do this to blend it 50%. And I can do it from here, or I can do it on the keystroke. 0 is 100, 3 is 30, as you can see. So I can use the keystroke to change my blending capabilities with this clone tool. All right, so that's a clone tool. I got some other tools. We have some other tools that you will be using as well. And the healing brush tool works really well, particularly if you're working on the when you are working on a sweater. So I'm going to make this brush a little small. And you go Option, click, and you can see that's working really well. So that's the healing brush tool. It works like the clone tool. You got to go Option, click, and you can see it takes some time to do this. It will take some time, but you have like 5 weeks. So don't rush it. Try to do a good job, because you can make money if you're good at this. And you can also make your mother happy, because you'll be able to retouch all the baby clothes. Now, another way to do this is the Spot Healing Brush tool, and that is fabulous. Click, I don't have to hold Option, click, and it fills from the edges. It fills from the edges inward. Click, fabulous. There, I can see a little edge right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's not, it's almost imperceptible. Perfect. When I get down to here, it's not going to work. They got rid of it. You can see it didn't work because there's edges there. So I'm going to have to go back over to my clone stamp tool and make it smaller. And you notice how close I am. And do this. And maybe the Spot Healing Brush tool, not that one. Will work here. Oh, not so great. Command Z. You always have to have your Command Z Spot Healing Brush tool. Healing Brush tool. Let's try it over here. All right, that's working. Yay! Yay! We're making it work. We're going to become pros at retouching. Any questions out there?
No.
We want to become a pro and make some money retouching? We're done. If you don't have any questions.
Wait, I have a question. So we're doing this with the.
You gotta get a start on this. Don't do too much on this. This picture perfect. Get a start on it, and like what I did. You know, I explored all those tools. And here, 1 second. Let me go.
Wait, is this another project?
This is another project.
Okay.
Let me show you. Uh-oh, what's happening here? This is this project is project 2, Picture Perfect. Since you asked.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you.
These are all the tutorials we're doing. Tutorials where you're gonna do this. This only takes a minute, by the way. And you're gonna do this, the skull, following my instructions. We're doing 2 of them because they're not very long, but that's what the tutorials are for next week. And you have finished this, and you're going to submit. If you got any revisions, you're going to submit them because it's due today. And I'm going to get it. I'm going to have the grades back to you by the next time we meet, so you'll see what your grades are on this, as well as everything that you have done here. That will be credit. This is the next project right here. I just presented it.
Okay.
And I'm going to go through it every week or every other week and see how you're doing. We'll touch base and I'll say, Tiffany, how are you doing in your Picture Perfect? Let's see it. All right.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, etc., because you can actually do this badly if we touch base early on, and so you get your technique, then you can do it well. So then after 5 weeks, we're going to come to this. And then you're going to really have your skill sets down. Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Chase, you got any questions?
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
All right. So if nobody has any questions, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, thank you.